Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about something that is very important for all the students out there. This video is made so that you make the most out of your college journey. So in the end, so that after you complete your 2-year, 3-year program, you do not have regret as like यार काश मैंने ये भी किया होता, काश मेरे को better guidance मिला होता, काश मैंने इस पे ज़्यादा focus किया होता, so that मेरा placement better होता या मेरी life आज better होती. ठीक है. So what we are doing is we'll give you some do's and don'ts so that you make the most out of your college journey. Okay. So before I start with the do's and don'ts, I think one very important thing, or like the prerequisite, is you do an introspection. You try to understand what are your goals, what do you want to achieve after this 2 years, 3 years program. So currently, if you think you are at level A and if you want to reach level B, C, D, whatever, what are the things that you already have to reach that level? And the next or more important part is what are the things that you do not have to reach that level, right? So you can say that, okay, these are my strengths and these are my areas of improvement. Now, basis that, you can make your plan, okay? You can think, okay, now these are the things that I'm going to do. These are the things that I'll be focusing over the next 2-3 years, okay? Now you will say, Charu, yes, I want to do the strengths and weaknesses, but I don't know what are the broad areas that I should, keep in mind while deciding this strengths and weaknesses. So when I went to an internship with Deloitte, okay, yeah, the big four, the biggest one out of the four. On the very first day, we had the induction, right, and we saw that there are all the leaders of the organization. They came, they took sessions with us, and one very important thing, or one very memorable part of it, was the concept of cash, right? So cash in simple terms is KASH, not the money wala cash, but knowledge, abilities, skills and habits. Okay, now we'll look at each term in detail. Now when I say knowledge, now what is happening is, in today's world, when I sit for interviews, also on the other side, when I'm taking the interviews for the people or for the college students, when they want to get into the corporates, I see that they do not have the core knowledge. They do not know about the core concepts, or if they're coming for HR, they don't know the background around it. They do not know what are the latest trends happening in the field of HR, or they do not know which are the best practices, the history of HR. So that is like the very important and the basic thing, right? Before you get into becoming successful or making the most out of your college life, ensure that you're studying your basics, right? You're doing your core concepts. You should be very well with that, okay? And how are you going to do that is, of course, you're going to attend your lectures, okay? Of course, all lectures may not be very helpful, but the ones which are helpful, you're going to learn them. Ask a lot of questions, because this is the only time when you get to ask questions and no one is going to judge you, right? When you come to corporate side of it, if you ask questions, some may not be very okay with it. They'll be like, oh, we have hired you from a college and you're expected to know this, right? So college is a time when you can ask anything, when you can study, when you have a lot of time to do research work. So make the most out of it. Second is how you're going to gain knowledge is by your peers, right? Students who are studying with you in the same class, or else students who are in the same college but are in different course, right? So how are you going to do? Because this diversity part is a very important part of the college life, right? There are a lot of online courses, but there are a lot of offline courses. And the most important part of offline is you get to interact with people. You get to know from their experiences, because I'm pretty sure that all the students would have some or the other ability, right, that you can learn from them. And in MBA per se, I think that's the most important thing, that how are you collaborating with each other, how are you learning from them, and also it's not like a one-way process, right? I learn from him also, I learn from this person also, that person also. You should also be able to contribute. So that is very important. Second, I think a lot of people feel a little inferior. They have this syndrome, imposter syndrome, when they come to college. Like, oh my God, everyone is so knowledgeable. Someone is from this college. Someone has done that kind of experience. Someone has won this. The person has startup. Don't worry, right? Even if you are in the same class, that means you also have done something in your life. So you do not have to worry. The only thing is you'll have to work harder. You'll have to learn from them, and then you'll have to ensure that you use those skills in your practical world, right? That is the second part of it. Now, once you're very thorough with your foundational or your core concepts of your domain, next is you understand about the industry, right? You understand if you're in your finance industry or if you're in marketing, you understand what are the best companies, what are they doing, who's who, right? Who is the, if you're into marketing, you should know the FMCG companies, who are leading it, what is their background, you should read about them, right? And then you should also go and meet them. Now, how are you going to meet them? First and foremost is you're going to be there in all the events that your college does, and even the events that are outside of your college, right? If you have to pay, I would suggest that don't go into paid sessions in the very first year. First, you go to all those free sessions, wherein these sessions could be webinars, could be there could be seminars, workshops in different B schools or different colleges, and also a lot of these NHRD, and for that matter for HR domain or other big institutes, they conduct such events, right? So you go and attend, okay, and you understand. So what is going to happen is, first you have your core concepts, then when you go there and when you listen to them, then you'll be able to connect that, oh yes, this I've learned and this is how it's been actually implemented in the industry or on the field, right? So that is very, very important. Third, and another very important part of this knowledge is you do a lot of case studies, or you solve a lot of case studies. Now, where are you going to get this case studies? One best source most of the B schools use is Harvard case studies, right? And for other students who are not MBA students, they can look out for case studies online, right? There's YouTube, there is a lot of Telegram groups where they'll share free content. So you go there, look out for case studies, and then you prepare them, right? You solve them. And if you have any doubt, any questions, you look up to your seniors, your batchmate who already knows some things, right? And you can take support from them. Then you're done with the knowledge, right? So knowledge, your domain knowledge, your industry knowledge, cases, and you learn from your peers. Next is your A part, which is attitude. Now, attitude is like, I think in an interview, when a college student sits for an interview, and when we are on the other side, at times, even if the person does not know a few things, but the person has the right attitude, and if there is a person who has a lot of knowledge but doesn't have the right attitude, I think we would definitely choose the person who would have the right attitude, right? Because if you have the right attitude, you can learn things. That's not the matter. But you should be able to collaborate. You should be able to, have that confidence that yes, I can do these things, but also have the humility to take feedback from others, right? So that is the next part of attitude that I feel is very important. Also, I think in this world where things are changing very fast, very rapidly, there's the whole new world, right, where we are working post-COVID. Things are changing so fast. So adaptability is very important. Now, when I say adaptability, it's not just remote working or that, but it's also if you're given some pressure, if there is some requirement that you have to work till 10 p.m. and some days you'll have a lot of free time, how are you adapting to that situation? If there is a change in boss, if there is change in role, if there is all those challenging situations, changing situation, how do you adapt and how do you react in that situation? I think that part is very important. And for that, if you want to learn, I think MBAs are like the best, because they give you so much pressure, the placement committees, this committee, that committee, examinations, placements happening, competitions happening, friends. So, make the most out of it. Now, the third part is that of the skills, right? Now, this is something I feel very important, equally important, I would say. And in skills, of course, both the part, right? Your soft skills and your hard skills. When I talk about soft skills, it is how you communicate with others, how are you able to put forward your points, are you a presentable person or not, how are your presentation skills, how are you able to negotiate with others. So how are you going to learn all these things? You'll take part in a lot of competition. Competitions help you gain or learn these soft skills a lot, right? So in every domain, be it engineering, commerce, law, management, There are a lot of competitions that happen. Go to unstop.com, look out for your domain and start applying for the course, start applying for all the competitions, right? That is like the best way, wherein you know that you already have some knowledge, you already have industry connect. Now you're going to use those skills in the actual field, right? So that way you're going to learn how to communicate, how to present, how to do bargaining, negotiation part of it, and also focus on the hard skill part. Now what is hard skill? Those are more of the technical skills, right? Now, so when I say technical skills, it could also be your MS Office, it could be using Power BI, it could be also your hard skills like domain specific knowledge or domain specific skills that are required. So focus on that area as well. And the last part of cash is your habits. Okay, so when it comes to habits, what are you going to do? How are you going to ensure that you have the right kind of habits? You will see that, okay, in a day, if I do 10 things, what are the things that I see myself continuing doing, and what are the things that I don't want to do? Some areas where you think a lot of time is getting distracted, there's nothing productive coming out of it, and it is more like a waste of time. Not every activity which is not productive needs to be stopped. Some activities which are not productive are also fine, but some things that you feel, oh, they are taking me down, so those things you need to cut off, right? And this decision I'm not going to make, not anyone else is going to make, you yourself have to do it. So that is important. Second is time management. Whenever in your college life, there will be so many things happening all the time, right? Your friends will be calling you for party, there'll be movies, there'll be matches, there'll be exams going on, there'll be placements, there'll be competitions, and so many things going on. So this is the best time where you can actually learn time management skills. You prioritize things, you make a timetable, you say that, okay, these many hours I'm going to do. This is very basic, right? So focus on that. Another thing, habit I would want to focus on your well-being. Okay, so it could be your emotional well-being, it could be your mental well-being, and also your physical well-being. Because whatever you want to do in life, if you're not fit mentally, physically, emotionally, you'll not be able to do, or you'll not be able to be happy, right? You'll not be satisfied. So focus a lot, at least have a balance between your work and life, and that is very, very important. Okay, now coming to the more do's and don'ts, simple do's and don'ts, the first one is network. Networking is very, very important. You have to first, like the basic step A is you should be very good with your students in your same class, right? You should know their background. I'm not saying just background, but what are these networks for? First is you get to learn from them. You get to share your experience and you get to learn from them. Next is whenever there is a need, right? These are the people who are going to help you first. So your classmate, ensure that you're making the best friends out of them. Next is your college people. Then comes the circle is that of your peers in same course but different college. So if you're studying, let's say MBA from A college, then you should also be connected with college B, college C, college D, and also know what are they doing, right? How are they different from you? What are the things that you are doing and they are not doing, or what are the things that they are doing but you're not doing? So why is this going to help is whenever you sit for your placements, your competition is not just your class, it is like the whole of the country, right? The companies, they don't care that if I don't get a person from A college, they'll go to B, they'll go to C, they'll go to D, right? So the idea here is you learn from others, you see that what are they doing, and then you incorporate those things in your life. Okay. Next is also you get on such platforms like NHRDN. Now NHRDN is something specifically for human resource students, MBA in human resources, where all the industry stalwarts, I think more like 70 to 80% of the HR fraternity is registered, or might have some once they might have registered on NHRDN, right? Everyone knows it. So the benefit is you get to connect with the best people, you get to attend the best webinars, you get to attend the best, and you also get to actively contribute to the community. Okay, and for students, the fees, annual subscription is very less. It's like 500-800 rupees, which I think is not a lot of money. So I would definitely study that. I would definitely suggest that you join such programs or such institutes, which whatever is suitable basis your domain. Okay, and another do is your personal branding. We talked about networking. Now, in order to ensure that you're networking not just offline but also online, so your personal branding is very important. The day one, or I would say even day before you get into your college, you should start posting. You should start connecting with the right people, right? People who are from your domain, people whom you think could add value to you, and people whom you think you could add value to. Start connecting with them. Ask them the right questions, okay? And directly don't go and say that, oh, I need a placement, I need an internship, I need a final job in your organization. The simple psychology is, when you want to take help from someone, if you want to take a big help from someone, first you go and ask them for small things, right? For when I say small things, you say, oh, okay, I'm doing this research, can you help me in here? I have this doubt, can you help me there? Start doing this, like 2-3 questions. When you ask, you build a connect, right? You build trust, you build connect with them, and then you ask for the big thing, that okay, can you help me with a job, can you help me with a internship opportunity in your organization? Everyone knows LinkedIn is for work, and in the end everyone is going to ask you for help, but don't make it very obvious, is what I'm saying. That is number one. Personal branding, when I say, speak or comment or post a lot about your domain first. So if you're into finance, talk about what are the trends in finance, what are the challenges, what are the solutions to it, and don't just chat GPT or use some AI and put it, right? It's very evident if you're using such platforms, and if you post it, it's very evident you're not going to get any traction, and people are not interested. Like, there are thousands of posts nowadays. So what are you going to do? You're going to think about it yourself. Again, you can use ChatGPT for some ideas to, make the structure of the post well, or do the grammatical error checking and all of that. But major part of it, the idea, the thought should be original, is what I'm saying. So talk about your domain, talk about what are the things that you have learned, what are the challenges that you're facing, and also offer for help, right? If you are studying currently your master's, MBA or whatever, and if there are new aspirants, reach out to them. Say that, okay, I'm ready to help you. This is how you'll build trust. This is how you will build your good network. And these networks later in the life are going to help you, right? Definitely going to help you. Now, next is your extracurriculars. Now, this is a very strategic part and very important part. Don't overcome it. Then saying that, okay, I'm going to be part of this committee also, that committee also, I'll take part in this competition also. Think about it. What are the things that are going to add value? What are your interest areas? How is this thing going to look in your CV? And then basis that, apply to the committees, apply to the extracurricular activities, play sports, whatever. Do basis that. Okay. Last, I think, very important, I would say, is, as we said, right, don't overcome it. And with that, I think that's all about the video. In case if you have any more questions, if you have any more suggestions, please put it up in the comment section. We are always ready to take the feedback and work upon it. Also, I would want to thank all the people who have contributed to this video, all the suggestions, all the points. A lot of people from the top B schools, they have helped us. So thanks to all of them. And all the very best.